could have and always should have been a part of this veto and a part of this series is where this party comes to an end. Somebody moves on, and somebody goes home with a broken heart.
Absolutely. Yeah, couldn't be more tense. Saw players walking to the bathroom, kind of emphatically going over what they need to focus on. dycha, they need to focus on him. He's fragging, but look at everybody swarming now in the B apartment, CTs and Ts alike.
Frozen ready to reclaim this, a freebie given by SunPayus. And torzsi has gotten all the way up and around through that A site, so there are still individual duels to be done. It's Frozen versus Snappy, point blank, and Snappy comes out on top. He takes the place of dycha, pushes inwards, and now torzsi is going to have to come out from the market and find both individual duels. But Madden gets the better. Wow. The USPs reign supreme. dycha primed it. And of course, Madden and Snappy going to close in with what is ENCE's pistol win.
So two places in which ENCE struggle a bit on Mirage are their pistols, #1, and their T sides a little bit. Shooting at about 45%. MOUZ are at about 55% for each. Lots of maps played for these teams on the map. Of course, a win for MOUZ with just a few rounds margin previously versus ENCE. This could go any direction. I feel like it goes 30 rounds. I think both teams know that that's a threat for sure.
Dexter gets burnt to a crisp, and SunPayus just churns him up inside that palace. 3 kills to the MP9, USP to finish. That right there is an op.
Yeah, that's true. He jumps right into it versus the buy for MOUZ, and this is where the emotions are going to fly. Both these teams could have potentially ended it in 2. There was a real world where I think that was the case, and that's what makes this head-to-head so special. Strong maps to go for both sides. A bit stompier in both first maps than I think you could have anticipated reasonably. But the perfect third map battleground to end things.
dycha's got a gap on this window. Exertion will be left behind those boxes. Snappy, nade out, JDC closes in. It's a 5 versus 4 with the first gun round from MOUZ, and that bomb's going to trail in behind it. Valda already tagged down to 70. dycha's looking to lend a helping hand. He manages to skirt over towards the bench, and now Valda, he's going to pop up, and they're not even looking. Never saw that coming. Nade goes deep, and the man advantage evaporates.
That's a tricky re-aggression because they now have 2 more CTs here, so they know that mid is going to be weaker, and the A side maximum has 2, but that's just enough to staff the site efficiently. Sitting inside of Sandwich is not the best place in the world for Madden. Can't really, I think, change for A ramp control. So connector on the attack for MOUZ could be a great way to loosen up the defense. But look, the guy who made all the money on his op.
Unscoped.
Yeah, because he doesn't have anybody watching A ramp for him. So he's taking a risk every time he goes up top, but he's willing to take that risk.
It's an opening, and SunPayus skewers Frozen and torzsi. However, Exertion can still slip in here. Turns it back towards jungle. Nice move, dycha. Yeah, he waits that extra second, slides back out, pushes this onto the shoulders of Dexter. 15 seconds, runs across jungle, has enough health to do this. CTs could stack up, and it's damage in. He's got a little bit of cover, makes it over towards default. And what if Dexter stands tall this early in the map? Oh, more done. Catches one in the open, and Dexter, one shot would do it. SunPayus, however, finds him, and that's 3 from SunPayus.
Wow, he was so close. Dexter comes into that angle, understands how SunPayus needs to re-aggress, has angle dominance, and nearly gets the bullet off. It's so close. But SunPayus, what a round. I mean, the collateral on top of willing to take the risk. And that was the big one. And
Look at that.
He noticed what MOUZ would want to do. And there was some stutter stepping up in the halls from MOUZ on the B side after getting Snappy down early. Snappy was probably pretty frustrated about dying in that fashion. Nearly got his smoke off and maintained an important part of the map. But the rotations around him were so solid. It felt like there were 6 players that round. And now ENCE have 3.
MOUZ have none. But guns still in this one. You know, nobody's signing Dexter for his fragging ability. That's just the reality of the situation. leaving him in a clutch like that. If he could get that on the board early on, fire up some of these members of MOUZ. You see what the clutch does to the likes of Snappy.
You know, that is kind of an interesting conversation because on the world stage, yes. But when he was in Australia, his stats were the best in the whole region. I mean, he really was a strong fragger, but translating that into Europe, I mean, the step up in competition kind of exposed his weaknesses. But as a caller, of course, that was his other added value. And I thought you would get the 2 for 1. And right now, in terms of calling, he's been doing a great job. But he will be liable for a great highlight every once in a while. And that round was a very close example of that.
You know, I think put him in a clutch. It's doable. Give him a deagle. He can surprise you. He can make, you know, something from nothing on those sorts of rounds.
I think.
And now Valda, he's going to be pressured. Oh, keeps it clean against Exertion. However, missed shot. SunPayus pinned against Ticket. Valda, he'll catch JDC, who just gets burned out by Madden. Blinded, I believe, as he ran in. However, Torzy still little bits of recovery here for the MOUZ camp. Trying to press in, pressuring Valda. Bomb hits the ground, and so will Valda right thereafter. Dexter loses possession, and while Frozen's inside default, he's already been surrounded. Chip down to 22. Wow. He'll take dycha with him, but the individuals here from ENCE are sharp.
Dude, the sheer amount of ADR. I mean, it's like a device type player where it's like, you know, I don't remember a Valda flick, but almost all those kills, it's like first bullet accuracy. It's right on the nose. They don't stand a chance. No wasted space on the swings. And even when he dies, he gets off like 40, 50 damage. So pretty unreal here. Start here for Valda. It's going to feel good every time they beat MOUZ Sports on one of their T rounds. You know, this is where you can really see MOUZ take advantage of a T side and 10-5, 11-4. They're very strong on it. You can already see it's just so tense in the building right now between these two teams. Working a little bit harder than they would have liked to secure a spot in top 8. Seeing Vitality behind them by the hands of ENCE. We're not even looking at the potential for a top 8, but an even deeper run without FaZe, Vitality.
Right? We say the door is open because of those shortcomings. Well, maybe ENCE can slide through. JDC inspired. Hits the ground of the B site. Tech9 to the head of Valda. Big scalp to take. The little bit of Dexter that was left is dead. We've got bodies stacked up inside the market. Madden exits quickly. And check out MOUZ. They are stuck, but still fighting, trying. SunPayus, dycha back in with kills. Frozen welcomes that repeat, and JDC, that could have been the X factor, but instead it's 3 up, and ENCE will hang on. Wow. No plant, as you said.
Yeah, they could have put it down. They're a little bit between two minds, I think, when it came to getting out of B. We saw this problem a little bit earlier on. Getting somewhat flustered in the 5-0 start. A 10-1 start for SunPayus.
Damn.
And he is incredibly consistent on Mirage. And unfortunately for Torzy, he is not. Now, when they played against Vitality, Torzy was probably the reason that they won. He had put up one of his best Mirage performances, so it's not the pressure for him. He can do it versus great teams. He just doesn't do it every day.
Ooh. Exertion, clean. dycha dead. SunPayus finds Frozen, but Exertion's got a second. And a very low HP sniper at the top of connector as well.
You can see the focus right now from SunPayus. He realizes he has to do something, taking some risk, spotting one inside of the halls, and thinking it's looking like an A-split. Now with that information, it looks like MOUZ are organizing to the other side of the map, but look at ENCE. They're reading one layer deep into this as well. I think it was simply that glance to the player inside of Palace. And now there's actually a chance for ENCE to win this. They smoke it. I think this is going to encourage MOUZ forward. They're thinking ENCE are afraid of this.
Right, one guy throws his smoke, hopes that we don't come through it. In reality,
look at him go.
Stacked sight. Now, again, SunPayus has taken a bunch of damage. He better hit one quick. You'd think the swarm could overdo him, but now also that seed of doubt starts to grow inside the minds of ENCE. They're still close. Snappy, here's the drop. It's an insta-kill in from Dexter, but that second cap player comes through, and SunPayus has bested Torzy. 2 versus 2. It was meant to be man advantage. It was meant to be MOUZ, but now Madden, he didn't see it. JDC slides through, and still that headshot's clean. JDC wraps back around Arch. Madden prepared for that. SunPayus alive all the while. 20 seconds, and JDC again with the element of surprise, slides through sight, gets the rifle. SunPayus 17 health, 10 seconds. JDC trying to figure out where and when SunPayus strikes next. Bomb plant front sight, 4 seconds left. SunPayus is still quiet this whole time. JDC is so scared, but now he knows, and he finds that kill, gets the first for MOUZ.
SunPayus jumps and gifts one to JDC. JDC finally, after getting so many entries, makes it happen. It starts off with exertion inside of middle. SunPayus is low at this point as well. Clean one on dycha, takes down Valda, opens this entire part of the map up. The rotation from ENCE, the rotation from ENCE off of SunPayus' information. It's either stack B and they come, or we save, and it ends up being them almost winning off of that 3v5. They bring it down to 1 player, so it's incredibly expensive, but it also was so expensive for ENCE. Even after 5 rounds, they can't get an op again.
Yeah, it keeps this game tight. SunPayus held his nerve that whole time.
Crazy, man.
Just so quietly creeping around. It's the jump that ultimately costs him.
Yeah, 1 shot missed, and pretty much his only opportunity to not get spammed down.
SunPayus is actually going to keep that M4, so because he's hitting as hard as he is, 12-2, 6 rounds deep, they're going to give him the better weaponry. Him and Snappy with dycha scouting and Valda on just the CZ. Back into the action. Tight rounds so far. Good moments. Dexter sees contact to the bottom of middle.
Whoa,
oh, he
dink.
just got hit hard.
Yeah, that's a huge dink on Dexter. Now he's on the back foot, actually.
Oh, but still. And that's SunPayus. Valda, CZ, remember, the worst of the weapons here for ENCE. Doesn't know there's a player front sight. JDC picks it up. And Snappy comes in with 2 kills. The CZ gets what's left of exertion. Torzy has to run it down, block in hand, denied. Just the sidearm is enough. And ENCE, the right pieces in the right position. Remember, Dexter, he was dinked so early in this round that even that first headshot seemed unbelievable. The Macties managed a second while sitting on a chance for a third.
Yeah, we saw a crazy 1v2 already. Dexter trying to put the pieces in. Shots go by him. Okay, he goes down. That's Madden. They close it. Snappy with that second frag. The spray is crazy through both windows. Doesn't know where the next player will peek and still manages to surmise a headshot. That'll feel good. That's the rotator into the side as well. Look at that. I mean, oh my God. There will be some struggle moments here from both teams.
Already is.
Yeah. The pressure means everything.
You mentioned it before the game went live, right? Like always nearly 30-round games from ENCE on this map.
4 maps in a row, 2 of them 16-14, 2 16-13. 2 of those won, 2 of those lost. I think ENCE come into this, no expectation, see what happens. Opener from dycha. Again, he didn't have to move in all of these roster moves on Mirage. He plays connector. He is incredibly proficient at it, and it's like him and Spinks were the dynamic duo, but SunPayus coming in and bringing in a level of Mirage where he's averaging like 1.15 and 1.30 ratings in the last 4 maps just on ENCE on this map, and been very consistent overall. And just achieving that again right now. 12-3. Already working overtime. And the Torji, that really was a core reason they were able to take down Vitality. Has not activated quite yet. We'll give him a CT side before we start pointing fingers. But they're certainly going to need him.
dycha drawn back towards sight. Could open things for exertion, but he's looking the wrong way. SunPayus point blank ends it, and this one goes down nice and smooth. All 5 players up for ENCE. The domination on this CT side continues. For the first time in this series, we get a strong CT start.
Yeah, it's starting to become suffocating here for MOUZ. This map is not lopsided enough to just give up such a... But they are absolutely not out of it. And they have been fighting. This will be the last map they play at this tournament if they lose. There are no more chances. And when you get that 2-0 start in Legends, you see the finish line. And sometimes you could see it a little bit too early. You've got to play like every day could be your last. And now when it finally will be for sure, are you worried about it?
That god-awful feeling of being so close and yet not stepping over the finish line. We say finish line like they couldn't make a playoffs run, but MOUZ already with a top 4 at a major event this year. Well, big event.
Oh, there's a big one.
Welcome. torzsi, op impact early. It's not as though MOUZ, despite this score, have had total blowouts in every single round. There have been moments, there have been chances. And here in the 9th, they'll be presented yet another. 3 players up inside the Palace. Dexter's going to lay down some utility towards mid, grab bomb, and join them. That's the setup.
Yep, it's a good spot. Smoke comes down in Palace, but they might just try to come through this regardless. I think they can see with the window smoke, the A pressure might come out. Bomb now on the ramp. CT's sitting here. They're in a retake position, but they're 4v5. Oh, and a clean tap from JDC on the entry once again.
Yeah. He looks away. Blink and you miss it. Dead in an instant.
I keep this one dead simple. First kill into full A attack, and they attracted ENCE into holding mid for some kind of late re-aggression. And mid is very nice for the CTs if no one even comes there, because A is very retakeable and B, you'll have fast rotations. But when you're 5v4 like this, no one in CT spawn even spotting, it's impossible to get back up just through connector. I mean, if the Ts can take in CT control, then you pretty much got to call it a day. It takes too long to get that space back. So as mentioned, MOUZ continuing to fight. Just hell, they've got nothing else to do today. This is a fairly fortunate 2-2 matchup for both of these rosters. I mean, it obviously could have been MOUZ versus Vitality. You know, ENCE versus who knows, depending on how some of these games have gone.
Could have been Na'Vi.
Yeah, which will only make it hurt worse, and that's the only reason I want to overemphasize that. Just thinking, you know, you should have won. Yep. Could have won.
Feels that much more real.
Would have on your best day. That's the worst one.
Incendiary destined for exertion. He'll lock in behind the cement instead. MOUZ not as grateful in this one, as no opening op pick comes by the way of torzsi. I think it needed to be a transition from the 5v4 into their second round win just last round. Here in round 10, they'll have to continue to work.
Yep. MOUZ do a good job being thorough, being careful, trying to maintain 5v5 as long as possible, but they also really want to get that 5v4, even 4v4 situation before they start moving around. I think that's when they work at their highest level.
Alden drops a smoke bottom connector, puts it back up. Catwalk smoke for exertion to try and lead this charge. We've got Snappy on the backside, Valda here on Arch, and he picks up that first kill. Traded out by Dexter, activates Snappy, who turns towards window, gets a glimpse of JDC, but JDC just needs to see you straight between the eyes. And dycha slides in. The bomb starting to peel away from Cat because that A entry has got this one in. MOUZ, well, they may have lost JDC at the B site, but it's going to have to be dycha to sprint to the other end of this map with no knowledge as to where MOUZ could have gotten off to. We've got one deep inside the jungle. And then we've got torzsi as the insurance policy inside that palace. Far too much for dycha to do, and so he's going to have to concede this. We get MOUZ into that B site with the possibility to fall back. Layers within it, and that's nice, right? It's the failsafe in case Dexter doesn't get that trade, in case JDC gets stuffed as he exits out. Oh, wow. Not one, but 2 from Frozen.
Yeah, amazing from Frozen to come out of Palace on that lurk, and that's a lurk where you cannot be too slow. If you're too slow, all you're doing is walking while the post plant goes down, and the CTs can even kill your teammates as they're trying to fight and hold onto the site and wait for you. So Frozen perfectly timed, and lurkers have been been a very interesting conversation in the Legends stage, talking about some of the best, some of the follies of some of the better ones, and how particular you have to be about when you go slow and when you go fast. And that's a good example of a perfectly timed one. Madden just leaving the site, other player thinking about leaving the site. That's when it's time to strike. And when you put yourself in the farthest possible lurk, when you're out Palace, time is everything. MOUZ on Ancient, very hard to read when it came to when they were going to walk through mid. When Ancient first hit the scene, it was all about taking over window control and lurking almost every single round. Now that's not the case at all. As this happens with lurking throughout history. It used to be the most powerful spot, but now people are become more aware and wait longer and longer, and you have to really credit the teams that still pull them off in a number of their attacking rounds. MOUZ and ENCE can both say that they've done so. We saw the number of times that ENCE took over ramp on Nuke, the amount of times MOUZ were able to take over window on Ancient, never got spotted.
You know, just another variable between these teams that kind of makes it such a cool, comparable head-to-head. At the end of the day, it's the experience of ENCE that MOUZ don't have. But the youthful vigor. What's that worth at a time like now? Dexter cracks open dycha. Madden stuck here, blind, waiting on the bricks. And towards connector, SunPayus gonna succeed again. There's a chance that he goes deeper for JDC, but also Madden kind of awkward towards the ramp. Nice reposition. SunPayus allows for JDC to cross to the other side of connector, and with those 2 kills, it's man advantage ENCE.
Yeah, completely shut down at the bottom of the steps in connector.
16 and 4.
Wow, I mean, he's not even done yet. 35 kills in a 16-12 game yesterday.
Holy hell.
Versus Vitality.
He's not even doing it only with the AWP.
Yeah, and this is not once in a while. This is an above average performance on SunPayus on Mirage, but not by a lot. Unreal ratings. Last 2 games, I think, were 1.30, so.
He's still leaning on the right side of the map here. All in from MOUZ is going to be coming from the front of the A site. They've got Molotovs. Oh, that could have been the entry versus Valda. They're going to try to fixate in on MP9. 3 kills! Frozen, Dexter, Torzy. Every single player offers something. And now Snappy with low health in front of him. I mean, he could still piece that together, but Torzy peeks with the nade destined for him. He steps out into the fray, gives MOUZ 4.
Oh, man, and with that entry pack, no money left here for ENCE.
Each player gets an individual kill. A stack site from ENCE unraveled.
Yeah, look at SunPayus, full HP, offed right off of the stairs. Exposed for his rifling work here in this position. Torzy knows he can post up. A great call. Some great entry work once again from MOUZ.
And a reward. Pistols on ENCE. Simply pistols. Straight back to that early A presence. Dexter putting up numbers. He actually leads right now for his team.
Yeah, an attack like that with no connector control and your plans became obvious. How often is that one? Maybe 10% of the time in today's Counter-Strike.
Down goes Madden. 4 to go.
They have to be careful every step of the way.
Exertions within that range of lethality here. SunPayus already picks up 1, but Exertion finds him over top the smoke, and dycha waiting for his chance to strike back, grab the gun, sure enough, hits the headshot, but Exertion, he'll take the headache. MOUZ gunning now for this 5th. T-side starting to recover from what was that ENCE lead.
You wouldn't want this to go any other way. It's an undignified start to the game for MOUZ. 1-7, spitting on their own T-sides. Not living to their true potential. Now things start to normalize, and we see these previous ENCE close games on Mirage no matter what. Maybe lacking to keep the adaptations as high, but honestly that round, like 5v3, they were all in great spots. They just needed to do a little bit of extra damage each, and one side topples over. Even if one guy gets their kills there, that could be it for the rest of them.
Valda hoping for a parting gift, but they're already gone. So bomb blows up, and with it, MOUZ clear the CTs as they cut that lead to 2.
Yeah. Instant buy here for ENCE.
Getting SunPayus back to the op, right?
They spend everything they got. They got no kits on this round. And to be fair, we haven't seen many retakes. So that might not be high on their list of priorities. As we round out the first half here of the last map.
Tight. As close as you would want it. And I'm happy to see SunPayus back in with the AWP. When torzsi bested him on the stairs, when we got that 3 instant kills from MOUZ, that was without an op on the defense. torzsi hunting here inside the A site.
They're going to elicit some protocols. A one-way smoke on the ramp, and this has to be some sort of cancel from MOUZ. They can chill for a second. They scared the CTs a little bit.
JDC sizing up this B site. SunPayus going to jump up.
That is a brave pick to make.
Yeah, missed the barrel. So won't even be given a chance to shoot down someone.
I think the CTs know they have some space in mid right now. They 2 spotted in the B halls. Absolutely someone's helping out torzsi. dycha saw all that. And even if MOUZ ENCE don't act on it, MOUZ are the ones rotating around the perimeter thinking, okay, they might have come back to try to take this. So they've got to spend a little bit of time here making sure no one's in mid, or at least that they're scared to hold it. Again, we see some mid control nades in order to attract CTs in this direction, almost ironically, just to loosen up the A site, right? You want them to respect the idea that they could go here.
It locks up dycha inside connector. Dexter not checking it. Nice. dycha slides out, and right when he gets that kill, back into the A site. Mid no longer his problem. Valda will pick up that slack. dycha has found a little safety net inside that smoke, and Madden, he's going to press in ahead of connector. He's got support behind him in SunPayus.
Missile's not getting
Reaching
cleared.
for the bomb,
Oh!
and JDC, what a 180. Turns it around. SunPayus trying to fire towards the top of Palace.
Wow.
torzsi's in the open, and Valda soon enough will come out from that smoke with impact, with success. So much, in fact, that down they go. MOUZ cleared off this bomb site, and ENCE will win another.
Wow, they could not get good spots there. It felt like that could have been even worse, honestly, for MOUZ. They didn't cover CT properly. That should have been a Palace swing to put pressure on CT in the first place. And then the smoke came up on connector while they're phasing it, and they haven't planted the bomb yet. Like, MOUZ are even lucky to honestly have gotten a bomb plant in this situation, so execution comes through. It's a little bit late. Dexter dies in mid straight up, and it's while running towards connector.
That's the bomb down. Because dycha slides into that little bit of cover on the smoke.
dycha 110 ADR right now, 112, 13 and 7 so far in this half, meeting up with SunPayus. These are regular performances from these players on Mirage.
That's what MOUZ knew they were going to have to try and get through. Who steps up on their end? The fact that Dexter's still at the top of the board means that the stars of MOUZ are not aligning.
Snappy looking for deep B apps control with his smoke, but if you throw it and they're ahead of it, then it, of course, may be a waste, and it seems like he's a little nervous because they have been pressing up very quickly, and that's speeding up map control a little bit for MOUZ, the fact they can take it over. We saw ENCE focus down on getting him pushed a lot early on, so MOUZ instantly disrespecting that, opens up the map a little bit for the T side. And they're spread out right now, but like 5 fingers on one hand, you can see a cohesive plan coming together as they lean towards the B site. With the B split.
Cross from dycha.
But there are 2 dedicated CTs inside B right now.
Exertion, nade out, nade out.
Oh.
That's his end. Smoke fades, it's just not fast enough. Dexter, I mean, just blinded consistently. Snappy being scorched from behind that bench. It's double man advantage, and they line up for Dexter. 3 as he chops down the window push, and with it, B site falls.
Yeah, they lock it up. Look how far away the CTs are. SunPayus crawls forward with his op through CT spawn. In one of the last 2 rounds, I'm sure they glance at the money here and think, do we even want to go for this? How much time do we try?
I mean, why not? Give it an all. Dexter has had to do everything to even keep MOUZ in this half. He's got Frozen back behind the bench, tagged down to 66, but Frozen finds his headshot. SunPayus needs the reload first, and he's just going to concede it. Saves the op, lets 6 slide through. Dexter, take a bow.
Yeah, star of the show. That was an insane round off the spray. That's what I was thinking, is they needed that JDC triple entry round to make up for it. But Dexter's not the guy you expect to be able to do that much heavy lifting by himself. The organization was good, though, on the attack. With a cat split, no one in ladder room, and enough mid-pressure that no one can see them crossing. Even if there are multiple CTs here, there are not many good spots for them. And they got their first kill, so it felt like they were safe. But then Dexter came through, finally, as they lacked some information on how far that cat scale had come up, and got punished for it.
dycha looking to get impact in mid again. The fact Exertion just got canceled, throwing his flash last round. They have to be just that 1 second swifter. Exertion going to try connector yet again, but dycha has had his number.
He's got a tempo. I mean, they're playing within smokes here. SunPayus doesn't see anything inside of halls. Oh, what a shot.
Taking down Dexter, the top of MOUZ at the moment. He's going to have to call from the sidelines to close out the 15th of MOUZ's T side. Trying to keep it close. Torzi connects, but Exertion can't deliver. We have Torzi coming up from Con, flash deep to the ticket. Valda, does he go over? Yes, he does, but he also goes right down. And SunPayus has been known to MOUZ this entire time. He may have gotten the opening kill, but he's been relegated to Palace. And it's a lonely life at the top as the king. He sits on the throne and waits. A final effort back versus MOUZ. Torzi over towards Con, slides out into jungle and will end this. A T-side that keeps us all on the very edge of our seats. SunPayus and dycha out of this world, but maybe out of this major. 15 rounds of regulation left between ENCE and MOUZ as, again, these T-sides deliver. This one's much closer. No blowout in the first half as it was on Ancient nor Nuke. What we have here, friends, is a close affair. And what we have here is 10 individuals with dreams on the line. A repeat playoffs performance from ENCE or MOUZ to shatter all expectations. The dawn of a new generation, maybe. We can't get too far ahead of ourselves. It's ENCE on this T side, a capable team, a capable map for both squads. Let's let them all speak for themselves.
Yes, marginal struggles here on T side, but they are absolutely capable. It's just kind of a very human T side. Oh, and he threw the jungle smoke from B. It's not good, however. It looks like it's a little bit off. I don't know if that's just a perspective lying to me, but it's going to be hard to read into, and it looks like MOUZ are figuring out a good solution, getting into A ramp, putting a roof over the heads, and giving themselves a good angle for the palace scale. But look at Madden, he's starting to get out, frozen clean tap.
Okay.
Dexter joins in as well.
dycha slides between them. That could be a problem. Oh, could it ever?
Oh, but is there a plant here? They have potentially default frozen. He'll have to hold, and he will.
The next one gets away from him, but we've got Exertion now completely unbeknownst to Valda. Just hit the shot. Just hit the shot.
Oh, he's letting him go. Valda, he's getting to a position where he might incidentally see Exertion.
He's lost track of him.
Yeah, but it's still looking like a good shot.
Bombs down. Snappy's chance. 1v3 denied. And we've got MOUZ to tie 8 apiece.
Oh, that'll bring the shoulders down a little bit. MOUZ will be quite happy to have a clean CT start. No plant there, and the force up comes through. Full armor, nades, and now we can talk about ENCE's T side on this map. This is where the most amount of set plays have come through. I think this is where Snappy showed that he was more prepared on the improvised rounds, the low buys, and just if the defaults aren't working, he has no shortage of tactics. And I think towards the end of this year, after the first 6 months, he kind of found a good balance of when to pull off what. So MOUZ will be on full alert as the smokes come cascading over the site. 3 CTs here ready to defend, capable and well stocked. Good guns.
Dexter presses in. Valda's out first, so all of a sudden, one half of this split down already. Oh, Madden though, point blank, Tech 9, see you later. A little gap for Torzy, flexes that, bomb stopped, Dexter comes right back in. And when will his success come to an end? Because he is just churning through ENCE at the moment.
Yeah.
In with an assist as Torzy gets the Berettas to do work. It's 18-13 for Dexter.
Yeah, amazing from Dexter when they need him.
When
Absolutely.
have you seen
of
this?
course, his individual level has been called out a number of times. But again, you know, he was just putting up unbelievable numbers in his region coming out of this team. Not looking for space whatsoever. Picking up support roles, dropping guns. But still, due for a big game every once in a while. And he'll be cheesing to know that this is the one here. Map 3, final chance to get to top 8.
Oh, too many people to shoot towards. And Dexter, whew, clean as can be again with the A1S. Just gonna put down these unarmored pistol players. The only thing left's the bomb out from the Palace. Maybe they could have gotten away with the plant, but instead it is double digits to MOUZ's camp first.
He really saved that half with that 3K spray, and then I think at the 7-2 scoreline, 6-2, something like that, another key round 1 for MOUZ that elicited a save. Snappy trying to get what he can get, but that's only 1 kill here in round 18.
Yeah, good start for MOUZ.
Yeah.
But they've yet to be tested.
The pocket's already looking thick. And 2-round lead, first to 10. 6 to go for MOUZ to throw out all the other narratives. Besides, they were destined to make it.
But as the rounds get closer to that coveted 16th, the pressure continues to sink into the back of MOUZ's mind. And that's where we wonder whether they can stomach it. Felt like it was a key factor in their loss to Outsiders yesterday, never having lost Inferno versus that team until it mattered most. Torzy flashed off the original mid angle. We get the peek from Exertion over top of Connector, and now he's going to fall back away towards jungle. Now Exertion honestly got stuffed inside Con by dycha in the first half. We'll see what he can do on CT side. Couple of CTs pressed against the smoke. Works wonderfully for Exertion. Dexter tries to stop SunPayus, and now that hot swap to the AK could bode well. Exertion with another fight. Split between two fronts. CT coming out from jungle to try and help, but Valda and dycha in with critical kills. Torzy's found one, and with the cover inside smoke. But there it is from Frozen. The tethering of MOUZ looks phenomenal in round 18.
Yeah, everyone's close together. Yeah, they're calcifying their defense. Torzy's getting loud, and he has a chance to recover. Pretty inconsistent so far in the last couple of days. His team was able to carry him through it, but he's the guy they usually look to. But look at the game plan right here. They step on both sides of Connector looking for this exact play with two CTs. That's not a coincidence. It looked like they were insecure about losing Connector control. No. They were trying to honeypot MOUZ into making that decision. ENCE, I'm sorry, into making that decision to come towards A.
Dexter, clean pickup. This is versus Galil's. I don't know if they'll have expected the full rebuy back in. Snappy catches Frozen in middle, plays it too dangerously. And that right there could be ENCE's lifeline early in the T side.
And there it is, the tempo variation.
A good amount of utility, of course, here for MOUZ if they want to chance the retake. Confirmation that one is back there. 2 kills come out. Man advantage now swings the way of MOUZ. Madden burned back from this deep ramp spot. It really falls on Snappy, and his Galil goes dry.
So much utility.
They can't stop this defuse. Madden would have to cross an ocean to even have a hope in hell.
Wow.
MOUZ with the recovery. ENCE's best chance with that full aggression. Classic Snappy.
I was going to say, yeah, Snappy, I mean, it's variety. It's not just overall so many different set plays. It's slight differences in each of them. This time, he sends himself as a mercenary to come down mid on a lurk after making it seem like mid is totally open when the smokes come down. He catches off Frozen, and you think, all right, now that he gets Connector control, takes the most important retake position out of the mix, that there's no chance for MOUZ back in. Creates a rift in the defense, but they still come in. They still overwhelm, and they kept so much utility that there was just no way, actually. It seemed like when all the dust settled for ENCE to pull that back. That's a massive win for the confidence. Energy going to be incredibly high for MOUZ. ENCE need to take him down a peg, and they'll have a full buy to try it. Need to keep fanning that ember. It is still a 4-round game.
Five straight to start this CT side. Need I remind you, ENCE was once winning 7-1. It is a 4-round game, but those round wins seem eons ago. Frozen tucked into sandwich immediately. It could be ENCE to try and pounce again. They will hit you fast. They will hit you hard. But oh, the 2-tap out of Dexter. And Frozen's position still unknown. Tees trickle in. Fire at his feet. Valda shaved off slightly. And how does he get away with yet another? How does Dexter keep this going? 25 kills on Dexter. Multi-kill after multi-kill, round after round. And MOUZ want this win.
They're going to build a statue for him in Australia after this map is over. He's really going to make this happen.
His first chance at making major playoffs, the closest he has ever been. The best accomplishment of his Counter-Strike career. Kept himself above everybody else in Australia. Moved from the Oceanic region to lead the new blood of MOUZ, the young guns.
When they try to do 3 things fast, 2 towards mid, 1 with the full A hit, all ending at the same site. But what are they doing? They're powering up the A players to get ready for anything. They have a full game plan read on the lurk through the connector smoke into being able to stop fast hits that came after that. And without giving any love over to the other site, what do they feel like they should do? There's no time now to build out a game plan where you can confuse MOUZ as to what you want to try. and they're just going back to A again. They love Dexter.
Bet they do. And he loves them. Because his stats off the chain at the moment. Madden gets through. Tech9 in the pocket. This could be lethal. Sure enough. And now you've got an AK in the hands of Madden. SunPayus is dead, but the gun goes back. Dexter, again, it's damage. Bomb is planted. And Madden managed to get away with that weapon, so now the rest of MOUZ have to come through with the retake. Last time we saw this, they did follow through. But this time, ENCE have deep ticket.
Yeah, they have deep ticket, but...
problematic for Torzy. He's going to keep this scoped in, slowly encroaching. Meanwhile, his two teammates walking up from Khan, and dycha keeps it clean. That second rifle finds its mark. Oh, but the nade of Frozen. Down goes dycha, smoke towards bomb. We've got a kit on both CTs. One gets caught in the air, and JDC, it's desperation. He's not even inside that smoke. Ooh. An easy close here. Tech9's to success. A 4K from Madden.
Wow.
He'll go down with the bomb. He'll go down with the cause, but it's a round for ENCE nonetheless.
Yeah, and they sent him way out there, right? He's the guy jumping stairs right at the beginning. You can die trying to make this happen early on, but with them inside of connector, getting ready for retake protocols, he steals an AK, turns it into 3 more frags.
And that's Madden.
And that's
all
Madden.
in.
Absolutely.
All in or down bad.
Yeah, he always wants a fight. And that's 4 to get him from 8 to 12. And it's looking for 10 rounds. MOUZ have done well on the rifles and ecos to maintain a solid bank. Searching now for ramp control. Where do they want to hold? They don't normally push through or even sit inside here. Dexter, no smoke in this position, only a molly, so he can attempt the crack spot. If that op comes back in his direction, then he could have trouble.
MOUZ has been leaning further back than this on all the A hits so far.
This is not the most inspired A setup, I can't lie to you. He's spotting now. But they're loosening up. They've got one in CT.
Yeah. Connector again. You know, this was the bane of MOUZ's T side. Flash goes through. He gets it. Not to mention Volta's low. Madden's been tagged with damage. SunPayus gets killed. What is Dexter on right now? JDC comes through with another. dycha tries to reclaim some control off stairs. He's at least got this position, but they're slowly working towards him. Exertion applies the pressure, gets revenge from that first half, and Dexter sets his team up to succeed. Dexter primes 14.
He makes that hard for himself. They have a flash behind it to make sure he can go for the re-aggression, but it's not just that. The accuracy, the instant dink into the spray transfer to the finish kill, to pushing the T's back to their spawn.
291 damage in from Dexter. Round 23 with his name stamped across it yet again. 28 kills. Never has he come this close, and never has he wanted it this badly.
Yeah, look at that focus.
An entirely new level.
Jesus. And then the guy in the back.
What's wild is we praised SunPayus just yesterday for hitting his career peak form to eliminate Vitality. We thought, of course, the way this map started with SunPayus, it was going to be his tail of the tape again. But it is not that repeat performance. It's Dexter at the top. And Torzy towards mid. 3 targets, gets away, a chance at a multi. He's gonna topple 2. A little life out of the Opper. And MOUZ 3 kills away from 15.
Wow, maybe just all they need. That's one big round before what could be a save. dycha looking for the lurk. Dexter looking to phase a smoke. Dexter, the final boss.
2 of them too. Even if dycha gets 1, what he won't. It's Dexter in with more. Frozen comes and helps.
Oh my God, that's 30.
They clamp down on mid, and they'll have 6 match points for major playoffs.
The richest man on ENCE has $4,100.
Desperation, desolation, and Dexter's dominance.
What is even happening?
This guy's cooking up something special in the doldrums of his laboratory.
Science has never looked so easy. And they just want all the smoke at the A site. Have they gone B a single time this half?
Torzi's already up. Man advantage, non-existent utility from ENCE. A singular flash on dycha. They're gonna hope they can get in from connector. And MOUZ, I mean, deep prongs inside this A site, double setup underneath that palace. The fact that they don't have mollies, the fact that they're down 3v5. Madden, he'll bring it back with one. SunPayus is gonna slip through window, bomb included. And Dexter just waits. He strikes down Madden, won't be able to get the next, but now it's Exertion's chance. Look, it goes unchecked. And with Chigger discipline, he waits, and once he pulls it, what's his reward? Major playoffs, baby! Australia back in the playoffs! Dexter, he leads the NXT generation, their first major, and they make that run to playoffs. A career-high performance from the Aussie. And look at what it means. From the brink of claps, 3-0 through the challengers, 2-0 in the legends. They wait, they lose, and today they succeed.